Right, JavaScript shopping list. I had to make this a lot more complicated than it actually has to be because of obviously I'm doing this for schoolwork. So here, I don't know if you can see it very clearly because the picture's not great, but this is proof of it working. So now, this is the main code. So the code is very long, but it was like, obviously you don't need to type all of this out. This is all like very repetitive. Multiple copy and pasting will be needed. So first of all, obviously you need the import scanner, or I just import java.u2 asterisk, which will get in everything that you need. I would love to do this in like a proper coding thing, but I can't because it's not working. So here, first of all, in counter is 0 and quantity is 0. So counter will be the amount of things bought, and quantity will be the amount of each item bought. So counter will be like, say, I bought milk, I bought eggs, I bought a bottle. So that's 3 things. Whereas quantity will be I bought 10 eggs, 50 bottles, and 9 million eggs. So that'd be that. So now I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 arrays for 5 different things. You can do as many as you want. Obviously there are better ways of doing this, but this was the most basic and most beginner's way I could think of doing it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 arrays. All of these are strings, and now we have some dodgy variable names. So I went to y equals 1. While y doesn't equal 0, so I just needed something to be able to get this while loop running. Like obviously I could do a do while loop, but this is more basic. So systemout.println type 0 to end the loop, and then scanner s5 blah blah blah, it gets the actual input. And now y equals y1, so y1 was the input, y equals that. So it will run at least one time, so there will be 100% something. Now system.out.println, where are you buying from? And then I chose to put numerical values because it is a lot easier to use integers than strings. So that's something you need to know. Then it gets the input, and then if where is this bit? So where is just like where are you buying from equals 0. It prints out how many things are you buying, so it just asks for how many things you want to buy basically, and then scanner D just gets the input, and then it uses a for loop. So while like this is all going on, however many things you're buying, that's how many things will be added. So in this case it would be system.out.println, what are you buying, and then you type in what you're buying as a string, and that gets added to the array. Then system.out.println, have you bought it yet? 1 equals yes, 0 equals no. So what that does is it basically asks for the fact that if you have bought it, then next to it in the array it will come up with bought, else it will come up with not bought, and if it's not bought then it won't be added into the quantity part. So counter plus equals 1 for the stuff you've bought or want to buy. Now scanner L equals new scanner system.in, and then check L.next in, that literally just gets it. Yeah, just gets the input. So if check equals 1, so that is if it's already bought, then in the array it would add the word bought. Else it would say not bought. And now it asks for how many of these things do you actually need. And then it gets an input and it adds that to the quantity. Now it does that exact thing 5 times over with every different shop. So the only thing that actually changes here is the place where you're adding to. Apart from that, the entire code is the same. I'm going to scroll down slowly, and you lot can screenshot if you want. But it's literally the same thing. And then finally, right at the end, system.out.print game, clothes, food, fun, and then how many things you want to buy, and the quantity of everything, and that's just printed out at the end. So overall that is literally how you do it. I'm going to scroll all the way back up to the top again slowly. This is like, it's not the prettiest code ever, but it does its function. It does its function very well. It's like anyone can make this. It's like it won't take you a second or two of thought. to be able to actually produce this.